Hi there, this is Milo, and today I've got a pair of ERA Insurance 5-lever padlocks. Um, I recently picked up on eBay. They weren't sold as a pair, but I bought one of these for myself and another for Joe Picks. And then I thought the parcel that I had sent to Joe Picks went missing, so I bought a third one just in case I needed to replace the locks I'd already sent him. Um, so I now have two of these, but I'm not complaining. There's always room in a collection for more lever locks. So there we go. That's that one. We'll try and give it a pick. The bitting is not bad. We've got a high and a very low, and mostly highs at the end. I don't have my. Can I use this one? The UK lock picker. The UK lock picker. Oh, it's just a little bit too. The wire's just a bit too thick. That's. Yeah, that'll work. There we go. And straight away, a little tweak on 5 gets us a little bit of movement. I'm just working my way back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So no little movement there on 1. So if nothing feels like it's moving, or the levers feel like they're not binding and they're dropping back in, increase the tension slightly and continue just moving through the lever pack, one lever at a time, and just takes time. Just a little tweak on each lever, and there we go. The other one. That's a bit tighter in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap that wire out for the thin wire. So a little bit long, but we'll get it in there. And now the green wire is the thinnest, so it flexes a bit more, so it might look as if I'm lifting these levers really high, but it's mainly it's just a wire twisting, because it's quite a thin gauge of pick wire. So same again, you just move through the lever pack, picking each lever, just giving it a little tweak, and if you're not feeling any movement, and the levers don't seem to be sticking, none of the levers seem to be lifting and sticking, increase the tension. So since I increased the tension there, I've got a little bit of movement. I'm not using like crazy amounts of tension on the lock there, but you just start off with a sort of fairly moderate tension, and then sometimes that's enough, and the levers will bind and you'll get the lock open. Sometimes the levers will lift a little, bind a little, and then it will get to a point where that moderate tension isn't really enough anymore. And if nothing seems to be sticking or binding, just increase the tension slightly, and keep trying, and then you just pick the levers, all the levers again. If you've increased the tension enough, things will start happening, things will start moving. If you haven't, you just increase the tension a little bit more. They don't take crazy hard tension, but yeah. No false gates. The likes of the Chug Cruiser and the Walsall 2000, I quite often find that they require a lot less tension. And in fact, if you use too much tension, you'll just go straight into those false gates. So you want a kind of enough tension so that the bolt will move and the levers will bind against that bolt, but not quite enough tension so that that you'll just go straight into any false gate that happens to be lifted. But you'll know yourself. It's like any lock. You experiment with varying degrees of tension. I've seen some pin tumblers that require heavy tension, and I've seen pin tumblers that you'll get nowhere with unless you use the most feather-like tension possible, with your finger just basically touching the tensioner. So it's one of those things. You just experiment as you're picking. But yeah, I do love my lever locks. It's they've become quite a favourite of mine over the last little while. Quite often, if I'm just sitting watching a bit of YouTube, it will be one of the lever locks that I'll have auto picking while I'm just watching a bit of your guys' videos, rather than a pin tumbler. Yeah, they're fun. I love them. So there we go. 2 Era 5-lever Insurance. The slightly more vintage style with the brass escutcheon rather than the swinging escutcheons. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Cheers.